Hey guys, welcome to Not So Random Chat, the nighttime live stream where we talk about whatever we want to. So, settle in and grab your libation. It could be your wine or tea or coffee or whatever you want to drink. And let's just sit back and chill. I'll be with you in a moment. Are you guys ready? Okay, well, so am I. So let's get into it. Here I come. Hola, from the west side. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. Well, I am going to probably be broadcasting off camera. I'm going to fix the sound real quick. All right, testing. Does that sound better? That sounds better. I still sound like I'm in a tunnel. No, I'm still in a tunnel. All right, let me go on mute. Okay, I think we're good now. All right, y'all. Happy Monday. I am feeling like sugar honey iced tea tonight. I am still fighting off whatever the heck this is that I've had for like the last week. Hey, small butts. I don't know what the heck's wrong with me. All I know is I feel hot and cold a lot. And yeah, I don't know. But I'm not coming on camera tonight because I just I can't do the lights. I can't do the ring lights tonight. And I'm on camera most of the time. Y'all know that my avatar is really me. I am not catfishing anyone on YouTube. I am drinking my vegan water. Shouts out to Couture Bay. But let me just start out by saying thank you to everyone who has been praying for those of us who are in. My energy level is like crap, small butts. Um, I took a nap. I had to take a nap in order for me to come on tonight. And yes, but Southern California, we did have flooding, but thankfully the damage was not as bad as it could have been. Um, I would say that Riverside County probably got hit a lot worse than Los Angeles County. And Riverside County, just for those of you who are outside of California, is where Palm Springs is and where they do Coachella. They had a lot of flooding. From my understanding, the rain was in Northern California today, but, tropical storm rain is different from the rain that we get in the wintertime here in California, because this was warm rain. It was humid outside. You could smell the rain in the air, which is very, very different just from the normal rain that comes to California. And I used to be able to say that it doesn't rain in the summer in Southern California, but I can't say that anymore because, yeah, we get rain in the summer these days. And my opinion is because we've been playing in the atmosphere, as human beings, and that we have changed the weather patterns by what we've done in the atmosphere. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into to the trending topics. Hey Terry, yeah, I'm off camera tonight. I feel like crap. I don't know. I think it's the flu. I think I have the flu. It is a recipe for a tornado. We did have earthquakes, although earthquakes yesterday, although a lot of people didn't feel them. The area that I'm in, we felt them. Thankfully, we didn't have any tornadoes, but some places stayed open and were flooded. I know that the Fairfax district in Los Angeles, some of the businesses in that area did get some flooding because there was I guess a flash flood that just hit them, and it. So I know a few of the businesses over there sustained a lot of water damage. So we're going to talk about some of the stuff that's been going on. I'm going to start off with the Fresh and Fit, because that's YouTube. So unless you were up under a rock in the last few days, Fresh and Fit, not my favorite program, has been demonetized and been put out of the YouTube program and partner program. I suspect it is permanent. I suspect that YouTube has had enough, and I suspect that it took them talking about the other people
versus talking about us black and brown folk that got them kicked off of YouTube. Because, you know, just as when Kanye said something and potentially was canceled, I believe, yeah, that's what I think. I don't think that it was all of the stuff that they were saying about black women, because that was, that was money. That was money for YouTube. You know, but I do believe that it was, the latest antics. They're also saying that they're being kicked out of the studio that they have in Miami, and they have no idea why that's happening. I mean, it was a pretty, it was the violins. I needed to have my little tiny violins out for them. Um, Now I'm not, going to come on here and make light of the fact that they've been demonetized, but many of us saw this coming. We knew that they were going to eventually step too far across the line, and it was going to affect them having any kind of sponsorships or AdSense on their stuff. So for right now, their channel's still here, but it's not monetized. You can't super chat them. They had to let go their 20-person staff that they had with that they were paying to help them to do whatever the heck it is they were doing. And we'll see how long they stay on here. Now, before they were on YouTube, these men had like careers. You know what I'm saying? I believe one was in law enforcement and the other was in IT, both of which are good paying professions. I don't even understand. I guess they were making more money doing what I consider hate speech. But I did see Tanya TKO's little violin dance to them. She had me on the frigging floor. I think she took great pleasure in the demise of their monetization. Now, I believe that they can apply for monetization again in 90 days. The question is, will they, if they do apply for it at that point, get it back? I don't know. And I'm not a Fresh and Fit fan, so but we all are doing the same thing. We're all in the YouTube partner program, and as being in the partner program, that means that you have to follow certain rules. And just because somebody else got away with breaking certain rules because they're probably palm colored and not brown, or doesn't mean that you can do what they're doing. And we all know, that controversy sells. But however, you still got to stay within the guidelines, because there's always that chance, strong chance, that you could lose your monetizations if you do something that is against the community guidelines. So they're not telling us, what they lost their monetization over. But there's so many things that they could have lost it over. Hmm. So I I I I don't think that their story has come to a complete end yet on YouTube. Um, but we shall see what their future is on here now that they are no longer monetized. You know, we'll see what they do. Now, moving right along, going to my next topic. Okay, so I have to. I want to say I want to retract something and want to put a correction out in regards to Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. They did indeed have their child at the beginning of the month, but contrary to what was reported that they had a daughter, they had another son. And allegedly, their second child's name starts with an R, just like his brother. So I believe that Rihanna let those false reports come out at the beginning of the month with the misinformation in regards to the gender of their child, because that's how she's rolling. So I'm going to say congratulations again to Rihanna and to ASAP Rocky, and I guess she's a boy mom. Um, Now I don't know. She may decide to try a third time, but she may be done with two, and she may not try again to see if she's gonna get a girl. Cause y'all know, if y'all think about it, Rihanna's been pregnant for the last 2 years, just about. For the last 2 years. But congratulations to Rihanna and to ASAP Rocky on their second son. All right, so now I'm gonna talk about the Halle Bailey rumor. It is being rumored, or people are thinking, because of the type of clothing that she is being seen in lately, that she may be with child. Now, I've seen the pictures, I've seen the recordings, I've seen the videos and everything. I don't think that she's actually pregnant. I just think the dress she was wearing was cute. I didn't see no stomach. Matter of fact, I saw just material right there, with creases in it in the middle. And it wasn't like plump like it would be with a pregnant stomach. And I'm speaking from, experience of being with a child. And generally, when women are pregnant with their first child, and that means even if she is pregnant, we wouldn't be seeing nothing right now. We wouldn't know she was pregnant until she was probably about 5 months in. And the reason I'm saying that is because before you get pregnant, your body, no, not Halle Berry, Halle Bailey, the Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid, that's what I'm talking about. So Halle Bailey is being reported to be pregnant because of loose clothing that she's had on, but there's also been photos of her that are at angles that look like she's not pregnant. So I just think people are looking for that. I'm hoping she's smart enough not to get pregnant by this loser that she's with. You know, maybe there's something else, to him, but he's he is riding her coattails. Um, and you know, being a Disney princess right now would not be the time to be a single mom. You know, she's not Kiki Palmer. Kiki Palmer has graduated out of Disney, you know. So, and she ain't got Kiki Palmer money yet. Like I said, yet. And even when she gets to what Kiki Palmer, that's good money, but that's not the kind of money that she could make on the trajectory that she's on. So I'm hoping that this is all rumors, that this girl is not pregnant, and that we're just being busybodies. That we're just being busybodies. You Can y'all hear me? I think I muted myself. How long was I mute? How long was I mute? How long was I mute, y'all? Let me see. Jeez. Was I just muted? Ugh, I hate that, y'all. All right. So y'all didn't hear nothing. Did y'all hear anything that I read in regards to Trump's Trump indictments? Gosh. I hate when I do that. Hold on, y'all. All right, so if I'm redoing this, because according to when I roll back in the chat, y'all were listening to silence. Let me see. Make sure I wasn't muted. Yeah, I was muted. I was muted. Y'all heard nothing. I don't know what. Y'all didn't hear anything. All right. I'm sorry. Okay, so we're back. I told y'all I'm not myself today. I'm so sorry. Okay, former President Donald Trump plans to turn himself into the Fulton County Jail Thursday. Two sources familiar with the plan told CNN. That's where my report is coming from. Trump and 18 co-defendants have until noon Eastern Time Friday to voluntarily surrender to Georgia authorities after being criminally charged in the state's 2020 election subversion case. Trump has agreed to a $200,000 bond and other release conditions after his lawyers met with Fulton County District Attorney's Office Monday, according to court documents. In an unsealed indictment last week, Trump is accused of being the head of a criminal enterprise that was part of a broad criminal conspiracy to overturn his electoral defeat. The other defendants include former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and ex-Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani. Trump now faces 91 charges across 4 separate criminal cases at the same time he is running for president in 2024. He denies any wrongdoing and slams the cases as politically motivated. So now let me get into what I had to say in regards to this is a bunch of crock from Mr. Trump. We all saw January 6th. We all saw all the craziness leading up to January 6th. And for him to tell us that he had nothing to do with this when all the evidence shows otherwise is him playing us for stupid. He is playing in our faces, you guys. And I think you guys all know how I feel about either one of the leading candidates, him and 46. I don't really think either one of them should be president again. They're too old. They need to go sit down. And Mr. Biden, nobody has forgotten you saying that ish about if you didn't vote for him, you're not black. The F dude. You know, we can vote for whoever the heck we want to. We don't even have to vote for anybody in either one of those parties. We can vote for Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is old enough. He's a U.S. citizen. But seriously, we are so in trouble with the people that are trying to run our country starting in 2025. It's absolutely terrifying. Both of them are too old. You can't trust Trump, and you definitely can't trust 46. 46 said all kinds of ish to people of color, and he don't give a it about us. And then y'all see what's going on in Maui. He is about to let outsiders come in there and buy up all that land and kick the natives out. So, no, I'm not feeling him. Not feeling him. You know, his only job was to get Trump out of office. That was his only job for most of us. That's how most of us felt. But going into this next election cycle, don't nobody want either one of y'all. We don't want either one of you. We are hurting as a country. They refuse to, they keep trying to psych us out and tell us that we're not going into another recession. The F we aren't. The Federal Reserve keeps pushing interest rates up. They've gone from the lowest in history to about to become the highest in history. People are still underemployed, or if they are employed where they should be, their money is not keeping up with the cost of living because rent keeps going up, but people's salaries aren't going up. Many people who worked throughout the pandemic until now still are not making the money they were making prior to. You have half of Hollywood out on strike right now. And I know people are like, oh, the majority of the actors and the writers don't make a whole bunch of money. This is hurting them financially, but in the long run, if they don't take a stand because of all the changes that happened, in the last several years with streaming and with them not getting, residuals on streaming and all kinds of stuff, yeah, things need to be renegotiated. And the studios are greedy. All of them. And just as, as to see the big picture, because of studios, because actors and the, writers and everything are on strike, that impacts other industries that are around the movie industry. Like, a lot of the movie sets have security. Well, if they're not filming, they don't need security. So now those security people who normally are there on those sets and everything are not working. Food services, catering, all of them, they not working. People who are in costuming, they not working. Nobody's working right now. in Hollywood, you know. And yeah, there's plenty of movies. They had enough movies that they can go, but it's crazy that you have series that are on right now, but the actors that are on them can't promote the shows. They can't say nothing about it because of what's going on. You know, but back to these folks that are running for president. It's like a barrel of folk, and on the Republican side, you also have. I mean, we also have what, DeSantis, who does not want CRT in the schools. He has single-handedly killed the tourist industry in Florida because of his pushing for CRT to not be taught. And do y'all know how many of the events happened in Florida that impacted black folk? I believe Rosewood was in Florida, and I know that what's the name of that city? Oh, is it Ocala? Also ran all of the black people out of town at one point, early in the 20th century. So you're hiding the truth about your history and the treatment of people who look like me. And it is hurting you because nobody's going to come there. You won't even get another freaking Super Bowl right now. Do you understand? Nobody's coming to Florida. And because think about it. The majority of the players in the NFL, yeah, they happen to be black. Okay? And you not teaching CRT and trying to cover up ish is costing Florida right now. People are moving the F out of Florida, as a matter of fact. They can't get a convention there to save their freaking life. Okay? There were multiple conventions that were supposed to be in Florida this summer that decided no. I believe that the Alphas were supposed to do something there. They decided to take it elsewhere. I know that the National Society of Black Engineers were supposed to have their conference there in July. They took it elsewhere. But this man wants to be the president of the United States. You want to bring that ish to the entire country. The hell you are. The hell you are. You know, because see, Black history is American history. Our history is American history. You may not like it, but it's part of the country's history. And you and the other states that would like to take it out because it makes you feel uncomfortable. The hell do I care? I feel uncomfortable because you want to hide it. I feel uncomfortable because you want to hide our history. I feel uncomfortable because if we don't go researching for our own history, our children may not get it. And then you have Larry Elders. Now, Larry Elders is here in Southern California. Okay, for those of you who don't know. And if you don't know, he is a black man, but he is a Republican. This year he's a Republican. This year, Larry's a Republican. I believe he's been a libertarian. He runs for whichever party he decides, But, for a while he was libertarian. And I believe the last time he ran on the libertarian ticket. Now he's decided that he's a Republican again. Now, let me talk about Larry Elder for a minute. I used to listen to his show, because I was trying to understand. I was trying to be open-minded and understand where the hell this man is coming from. But yeah. Now he's educated and he can talk well, and but however, he ain't for us. He's for himself. And everybody who fits that little bit of criteria that you have to fit to become president of the United States shouldn't try to be president. I'm gonna just tell you, I'd rather have Kanye than Larry Elders, and I don't want Kanye as president. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that yeah, that's where I am. I mean, it's sad that all we have are these two freaking parties. This is just and everybody who's running is trash. Pure trash. None of them are really for the people. Nobody is really trying to do what's right for this country. They just keep pushing us further and further into being laughingstocks. So, yeah. That's what I feel. And while we're watching, this madness play out here, we're also watching the crap that our country is trying to do over in the motherland, and why they're all involved in all of that stuff, because yeah. But as I told you guys last week, countries like Niger, they're not going for it. They're not going to let the European Union or the United States come in and take all their damn uranium. We need to find a different way to run our electricity. And stop stealing from Africa. Because that's exactly what the rest of the world is doing. They are raping the land. And then they try to act like Africa can't do anything on its own. Well, because you keep stealing. You keep stealing their resources. Africa is the most resource-rich continent in the world. And the rest of us aren't. Okay? Now, I will give the United States, we have natural oil over here. I don't know why we don't use our own oil. And why we're constantly using oil from some freaking place else. But y'all do know that we have enough freaking oil in Africa and around this freaking country to take care of this country. We don't need to be buying the oil from the Middle East. But what do I know? We're dealing with dum-dums who continue to try to convince us and convince the world that they're doing right by the continent of Africa. The FUR. And I'm just waiting for the Africans to wake up and to kick y'all the F out. I'm just being honest. I'm just waiting for them to kick everybody out. I know, but they are literally stealing everything. And and here's the thing. Everything came from Africa. Science came from Africa. Math was created on the continent of Africa. And I know y'all like to pretend like Egypt is not part of Africa, but it is. It always has been. And it always has had people that look like me living there. Now, there are some Middle Easterners who migrated over to there that are part of the country, but believe me, they're not the majority in Egypt like they would like you to think that they are. And no matter how much they keep trying to twist Egyptian history, Black people were there. Okay. They were there. The pyramids didn't build themselves. Now, I don't know if the children of Israel actually did build the pyramids like they like to make you think. I think the pyramids were already there, but you know, what did I know? I don't think they had anything to do with that, but I don't know, because that was like thousands of years ago. But I do know that the people that live in Israel, that all of them are not 100% children of Israel. But I digress, you know. I mean, how many tribes were there? 12, and they only represent 2 or 3. Where are the rest of the tribes? Where's Judah? Where's Benjamin? Where's Joseph's? Where's the real tribe of Levi? Because I know that's not them over in Israel. I'm just saying. But okay, y'all got me. Y'all know I be going places. I be going places even when I don't feel good. The brain is still working. It's just insane. Because see, what's going on the continent is that we are just taking their resources and we're not compensating them for them. I mean, you have European companies that say they own the diamonds in South Africa. Does that make sense to you? And some company in Europe says they own the uranium in Niger. I'm sorry. None of this makes sense to me. You can't own stuff in these countries. Y'all think that you come over there and you help them. You didn't help the Africans when you colonized Africa. You destroyed their records. You destroyed so much, thinking that you were bringing God to a land that already had God. They knew God before you knew God. Do you not do we not get that? Do we not understand that they already knew God, that the continent of Africa as a whole you know, but our, the Roman Catholicism was shoved down their throats, as well as Islam. But they had their own religions that were worshiping the one true God. They knew God. The first church was in Antioch. And if you want to check, Antioch is on the continent of Africa. If you want to go check. Okay. So, it's, I mean, I can be as outraged as I want to be about what's going on a continent. But in all actuality, I'm quite happy that some of the nations over there are waking up and trying to fight and putting their feet down. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I hope that they are doing what is best for them and they're not being influenced by outsiders in making these decisions, because we already know that Russia has been over there trying to get them. The Chinese have been over there, and let me just tell you, they're not feeling Chinese coming over and trying to take over in their countries. No, they're not feeling it at all. So, but I'm glad that we're starting to see pushback. Exactly, Terry. That's what I'm trying to say. The continent of Africa was the most advanced. They were advanced. Y'all destroyed everything, and some of the things that were there probably will never be recaptured. Systems of math, and I'm just going to tell you, Europe is the reason that music is considered an art, because music is not an art. Music is mathematic. Music is a science, but we consider it art. I don't know why. It's not art. It's science. But it was considered science until the Europeans took it over. I guess they decided that music's not that hard. But, and here's the crazy thing. How we talk about the fact that they're trying to suppress our history here in our country? The same thing is happening over on the continent in the various countries. They don't know their true history. They don't know, how or if their specific country was truly involved in the slave trade. We already know that there were Africans that were involved in it, but we also know that the majority of the Africans that were involved in it were not involved in it by choice. It was forced. And the fact that Europeans validated slavery because it was already going on is a crock of you know what, because nobody else was doing chattel slavery. No one else has done chattel slavery before Europe put that whole thing into place and pushed it over to the New World. But here's the other kicker. The major crop in the United States prior to the Civil War was not cotton, but was rice. You know where the rice came from? It came from Africa. And that was the reason why we were brought over here, because they didn't know how to they were not farmers. These people who came over here from Europe were not farmers, but the majority of the African nations were agricultural nations because they farmed their own land. They ate from the land. And so they imported rice from Africa. And our ancestors taught them, basically how it needed to be. We knew how to plant it. We knew how to farm it. And rice farming was way more brutal than the cotton farms. Oh, here comes David. Okay, I'm going to come on camera just for him, just for my son, because y'all know I'm not feeling camera tonight. But I will come on camera just so he can say hi to y'all. Go on. You got to stand up so they can see you. Say hi. All right. Y'all see? I told you I feel like crap today. All right, off camera. All right, so now let me talk a little bit about Autism Life since he came in here. So y'all know I did a video last week in regards to David having a meltdown, and I also talked about repercussions and everything. So he is now dealing with some repercussions of his meltdown and him putting his hands on someone. He has now lost his job coach at his job and cannot go back to work until next month because they have to get a whole new job coach for him, and that person won't be available until next month. And in the interim, I'm trying to get some services in place for him to deal with his behavior. So y'all just pray for me. Y'all just pray for me. Because he's going to be getting some services that I tried to get for him before and they just never panned out. Yeah, they just didn't. I tried to get him, for him last year. It never happened. So now he's going to get his services in place. And he's also going to have someone with him at work when he does go back to work next month to train the staff there on de-escalating and all of that kind of stuff with him. So Autism Life is autisming, we just got some challenges going on with him right now, and I don't know. So yeah, just pray for David. Pray for him, because he is a grown man, and when you're dealing with certain things, even though he is on the spectrum, he still has to understand that these behaviors are not acceptable, and we still have to get him to put himself in check, to learn how to self-check, to learn how to self-regulate properly so that he doesn't go here. I know a lot of people, some people feel that maybe we should medicate him. I've already explained to y'all why he's not medicated. I did do that for a moment. And the medications are not specific to autism. The medications are specific to bipolar, schizophrenia, those kind of things that are on the DSM-5. So unfortunately, I don't want him to end up having symptoms that are not realistic but are being brought on by medicine. Some of those medicines make people have suicide thoughts. Did y'all know that? Yeah. So yeah. Hey, Cookin' Eno, how are you? Thank you for coming through. I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't seen you in so long. How are you? But yeah. So I'm, dealing with some challenges. So he's going to be home for the next couple of weeks. And, they said the first is on a Friday. He's not going to go back to work on a Friday. He's going to end up going back to work after Labor Day. I've already decided that because that's the weekend. That's the Friday before the 3-day weekend. I'm not going to do that. He's getting ready to get another psychological evaluation. We are trying to get his insurance moved to his father's insurance. I'm just hoping I can get as much as I can get done in the next week so that insurance is moved by September, and that next month we can actually take him to the medical doctor that he's used to. And, see what the doctor says. It's just, there has to be something other than medication. It has to be. Medication doesn't fix problems. Sometimes it makes more problems. All right, y'all. So I think I talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. The only thing I did not talk about is this madness that is going on YouTube in regards to 7 stars. And I said what I had to say to 7 last week in regards to her comments in regards to children on the autism spectrum, people on the autism spectrum being slow. And thank you everybody who looked at the video that I put out with the 10 good jobs for adults on the autism spectrum. I will be doing another one probably in another few weeks because I'm going to look for some other jobs that will be good for those on the autism spectrum. Hopefully I'll be able to come up with 10 again, because it was, the first 10. Hopefully I'm sure there's more than 10 jobs. But yeah, you know what? I don't have nothing else to say to 7 right now other than, girl, all your business is out in these YouTube streets. We now all know, about your family. Your family done been on YouTube talking about you. They've put out pictures of you before you lost the weight. I didn't even know that you used to be, a bigger girl. But you were really a bigger girl. And that's why now I guess I understand why you're always talking about people being fat. again, it's someone who used to be bigger who is calling other people, it's still a former fat girl calling other women fat. Oh, that's cool. Okay. That's cool, Terry. So, I don't know, Seven, but it sounds like you pissed VS off. And she trying to rat on you. I don't know. It's just crazy what people are doing on this platform. I don't know. So, we'll see. You haven't been on your platform lately. And you removed all the videos that you were told you had to remove when you went to court. So, yeah, and you have a 3-year restraining order, but apparently you've been doing things that could potentially break. Girl, you too old to be doing all of this stuff. Now you're saying that you did not have a hysterectomy. Okay, I'm gonna give you that. You did not have a hysterectomy. But you did say that you had an issue with fibroids. And fibroids do make it difficult to get pregnant. And most of the women that I know who had fibroids and actually got pregnant, they had the babies. Yeah, they did. So I'm still not believing that you were actually pregnant, girl. I still think you were faking pregnancy in your 30s, which is, yeah, the pick-me of it all. The pick-me of it all. Okay. All right, y'all, I'm finished. I will be back on Wednesday. I hope I'm feeling better. I feel like crap, like I told y'all tonight. My energy is like really, really low, even though I was able to get through the show. And I went over. So, I will see y'all on a Wednesday. Until then, I offer you peace, blessings, peace and blessings. And I'm out, you guys. Okay, let me see if I can do it. Peace. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Bye.
Well, guys, that's it for tonight's Not So Random Chat. But I'll see you guys the next time. Until then, peace and blessings from the West Side.